think I'm going to put this right here. Yeah, that'll work. And I could put you maybe here. Hold on a second. What's shaking YouTube? It's the Angel of Authenticity live on top of the motorcycle shop here. I got like 4 baby kittens sleeping on the other side of my laptop here, so I'm trying not to wake them up. And then I got Facebook on my phone here. So if I'm doing weird stuff, that might be why. That might be why it looks like that. Okay, maybe I'll just go there. That'll work. Okay, I hope nobody can see up my skirt. I don't know if I like that. Okay. Maybe Facebook out there. Okay, yeah, let's try that. That might be better. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta fix my outfit. Let me grab my drink here. Alright, so what's shaking, everybody? Alright, good enough. Who cares? Okay. I didn't think this through a hole. I've been playing on the floor down here. I kind of like it. It's like my little cove. You know, it's important to have spaces and spots of your own, I think. For any of you that have been following me at all, like, you know that I have stick forts, and I have forts, and it actually melted enough for me to play my fort last night. But unfortunately, my fire was real smoky because everything was wet, and like, so I had my propane heater. It never really heated up right. It never has. Something wrong with it. I don't know. I got to take it apart or something. But like, it went all night long. It was still like a little inch of heat. But I woke up so frozen. I wasn't even under my sleeping bag. I just got tired. You know, I had been outside all day. I hadn't slept in a minute. You know, because it was such a nice day. I didn't want to go to sleep. I was like, and I stayed up messing around in the woods. I regretted it. About 3:30, 4:30, whatever time it was in the morning, I was like, bones. I mustered up all my strength to shiver my way up to the house. And it's important to do that every now and then. It's good for your joints and stuff too, honestly. I know that when I ride my motorcycle in the winter after I was working a factory job and stuff, or hard labor, long hours, a lot of hours a week or whatever, getting on my motorcycle and doing that trip, even though I dreaded it, and you got to stop a lot, and like, there's nothing good about it. It takes forever. You know, you eat a bunch of food because you end up stopping at all these gas stations to get warm. And then, of course, you need a muffin because you're burning calories like crazy. You need a lot of calories when you're riding your motorcycle in the winter. I imagine it's like that if you're snow skiing or anything in the winter. It's where all that granola comes in or something. You really need all that. Otherwise, you're going to deplete pretty quick and succumb. I don't even eat donuts. I'll be there eating donuts and coffee. It'd be the best thing ever, and I have to have one when I see it. My body's like, oh, eat that. You gotta listen to your body. You know, it knows what's best. It actually tells you a lot of things that's wrong too, but like, that's only like, I don't know. Your body wants to keep you safe. Your brain does too. So that's why it's like, well, no, don't do it. You know, remember last time, you know, your brain is really wired a whole bunch like your grandma or your mother, where you can hear it in the back of your mind going, remember the last time you did that. That's why family and the people are so hard to be around when you're really breaking boundaries and you're accelerating. Because they always want to remember an old version of yourself. They don't let you or allow you to grow. You're stifling my creativity, darling. Relationships are kind of meant to box you in like that. We're meant to grow together. We're meant to have partners. But if you don't have a partner, you're supposed to lean on God. And God will be your partner. You know what I mean? That's true. So true. God will be your partner. He will. He says, lean on me, call on me, wear the armor of God. He can't see you unless you call on him and believe in him. And then if you start messing with the doodah and the hexy stuff, then like, he cuts you off. You don't want that. You can't have them both together. So he can still see you through my eyes or the eyes of other people that you're trying to trick, though, because otherwise you wouldn't crawl out of darkness if you weren't trying to crawl out and get something from the children of the light and God's children. God's children come in all different shapes and sizes, and they look very different, and they all have different professions, and they're just like, you know, one little fractal of God's original masterpiece in a plant or anything, person, is restorable. So don't ever think anything's a lost cause, because it's valuable to God, at least, because it's not a lost cause, because there's that fractal of life in it still. That's original creation. He can restore that. As long as there's that little tiny bit, no matter how messed up something looks. God's still sitting there crying, picking up all the pieces, saying, no, it's fine. No, it'll be, maybe we could tape it, you know? Like, you got to picture it like that, and it's so unconditional. You never look icky to that, you know? It's just like your kids and anything else you love, your business. Maybe some could say it's being in denial, but it's sometimes you got to break down to that point to really restore it and rebuild it back. To, you know, because you're going to rebuild it maybe differently. Very few people are doing that, because very few people build things based on unconditional love and really have that love and respect for it, unless it's your life's creation or work. Then we're the only people that will have that appreciation for it. So, I mean, I look at it like we were probably God's whole life's worth of work, because there was many before us, but none quite like us. You got to listen to what it says. So who cares, like, where we came from? Just listen to what the Creator says about you. Start saying what your Creator says about you and watch your life change. It doesn't matter what religion you believe in. Start saying the things that your Creator says about you. Our Creator says we are masterpieces. He says there was many before us, but none like us. You know, he says he does not seat us in fear, but in power, love, courage, and a sound mind. So start talking about what your Creator says about you, and not what you think or what you think other people are saying, or listening to other people. Start saying what God said about us. We're masterpieces. We're all sinners, and we're masterpieces. And he don't keep you out of that fire, brothers and sisters. He sits with you, and it makes you fireproof. Just remember that. It raises you. When he only does that when he could do whole kingdoms instead of one person. Change your way of looking at things. So know that if he's doing that in your life, and it seems a little shitty, but you can feel the presence of God there still. Know that you're changing nations, kingdoms, planets, solar systems, however big it goes, who knows. You know, you're doing big things, even when your life looks like you're on the hamster wheel of dog shit. I mean, that's what that says to me. I read scripture, and it's been interpreted as one way or whatever. Oh, that's what the theologian said. That's what it's translated as. Everybody knows it. And they got this dialogue around the Bible that's not how I see it at all. When I read the Bible, I see something totally different. And I interpret it totally different and take different things out of it than have ever been preached about. And it's like the doctrine that's been cycled over and over and over, regurgitated, if you will, just like the shit on YouTube. It's everywhere, like, because they'll dilute the truth and they just put so much of it out there. It's like nobody listens to it. Like the Chinese version of everything. It's a great idea. It would be a great product when it's made correctly. But in order to market it and anybody make money off of it, they make this cheap Chinese version of a great idea and they throw it out there. And then when the great idea surfaces and it's a great idea made well, like everybody thinks that product sucks because they bought the 1995 version of it. That's the devil's biggest trick ever when he can't stop it. So he dilutes it, he copies it. He does everything he can to fucking ruin it. Because he can't take it, he can't have it, and he can't create it. And that's just something that's, you gotta be aware of. You gotta be really aware of that. Alright, so. This is my attempt at the blues. I just turned my guitar to open D. About a week or two ago, whatever it was. This is about the only song I can play. I'm working on more, but like, it's not really a song yet. I just been playing. little better. I got a couple of lyrics for this song, but I can't quite get it with the melody. You can channel some funny guy or something. We go to Chicago Blues District. Panhandle up there for a week or so. I get blues by back. All those washed up guitar players. So yeah, I have a few lyrics. So I got 6 left thumbs, 1 middle finger. Yeah, you heard that right. I got 6 left thumbs, 1 middle finger, all attached to my dumb arm, which is the less preferred of the two. But would you believe and would you know? I got 4 right feet, not 1 single big toe. Yeah, not 1 big toe. Do a lot of circles, you know. But there's left for me to stub on mine. Nothing to get jammed up on my way out the door. That's what God made me. Said I got 4 right feet, but not 1 single big toe. So there's nothing to stop or jam me up on the way out the door. And my 6 left thumbs, 1 for every city I do. I said my 6 left thumbs, 1 for every city I have to leave. Beating the feet. And my 4 right feet, now 1 big toe. So there's nothing to stop on the way out the door. I said I got 4 right feet, not 1 single big toe. Not 1. I got 6 left thumbs and 1 middle finger, all attached to my dumb arm, less preferred of the two. Wouldn't you believe, don't you know? I got 4 right feet and not 1 single big toe. See my 6 left thumbs, 1 for every city I had to leave. Beat the feet. And when you know, everybody thinks I walked away down that road and got away with my 4 right feet. That's a lie. It was my middle finger that got me down the road the whole damn time. See my 4 right feet that made me go in circles and circles and circles, you see. Well, beat the feet. My middle finger got me for eliminating words I speak. I got 6 left thumbs and 1 middle finger, all attached to my dumb arm, which is less preferred of the two. Would you believe it when you know? I right feet, but not one single big toe. Yeah, you heard that right. I got two right feet, not one single big toe. You go in circles a lot like that, you know. Everyone thinks that when I leave it with my four right feet, it was my six left dogs and my one little finger that helped me beat the beat. One thumb for every city I left, having you walk away. With the middle finger in my hand, I was like a fiend for one way to get anywhere. Beat the beat, not with my four right feet, but with my dumbest arm, my six toes, you know. Wouldn't you know? This is the best attempt, the best song, the best attempt at the blues I'll ever know. It's a work in progress, though. Got a good bass, I think, though. Anyway, I gotta go downstairs to get my other guitar. I guess I'll just keep playing this one. I forgot it's downstairs because I was out in my tent last night and hanging out in camp, and it got cold. So I took it to safety, and I kept myself out there, and I woke up like a popsicle, a catatonic popsicle. My heater was still going, but it was being like a pussy all night. It's never lit over like an inch of redness in there, and it should be like all glowing. And it was still running too, and I was like, I'm fucking wasting the gas crazy. They're trying to get it to ignite more, but I don't know. It's never worked right since I got it. It's like a trick. My gas has lasted a long time in it, I think, though. I don't know how long it's supposed to last, but anyway, I took my guitar to safety, and that's my other guitar. It's tuned in a standard tuning. This one's an open D. So I guess I'll just play a little. I just tuned my guitar like this a couple weeks ago, so excuse me. Hold on. Sorry, that's a Bloody Mary, I'm sure. And I thought about being fancy. I actually got it for Valentine's Day around here, just in case anybody felt festive, but I didn't have any celery, so I don't know. You can't have a Bloody Mary without the celery, I don't think. No. It's going to take me forever to chew it up. It's all crunchy. I should really put a disclaimer on my channel about some of the things you might see. And some of the things that you won't, maybe. I don't know. Celery's very crunchy, too. That just got here. I just tuned my guitar to this tuning, so I'm just like, I got one, kind of almost two songs written on it. So it's not that I can't remember a song or I'm trying to play something I can't play. I'm writing a song as you're watching, basically. I guess some people don't realize that you're not messing up a song, you're just writing it still. They tune in, they look for a second, they're like, that song, you know. But like watching somebody write a song is a magical thing. It's a special thing to put online, I think. So to my one person here, if you like it or not, you're part of something special. For whatever reason you're here. I'll be one of them prolific people on your deathbed when you die, probably. I have that effect on people, so be careful. That should be my disclaimer. Warning, I might change your life, and you'll think of me when you're on your deathbed. Not in a bad way, All attached to my dumb arm on the left foot of the road. Would you believe and would you know? I got 4 right feet and not one single big toe. Let's just go on my way out. Nothing to jam me up on my way out the door. It's true. And my 6 left arms are working too. You see, God has done for every city I had to leave. Every city I had to leave. My 6 left arms always carried me. When you know my 4 right feet without a single big toe. And everyone thinks that's what put me through. And then you walk down that road, but it ain't true. It was my one little finger that said through. What my 4 right feet, I'm smart, my looks over you. My 6 left arms. I got 4 right feet, not one single big toe. You know, when you have that going on, you just do circles, huh? I ain't gonna get you down no road. 4 right feet. I ain't got nothing more for that song. That's what I got so far. I'm working on it though. I think it's a masterpiece in the making. You're gonna hear like legendary blues people singing that song, I bet. I got one fat head for my ass to land on. Maybe, I don't know. That's the next lyric I've been cooking up. I haven't wrote it yet though. It'll come to me, in a moment. Channeling the guitar gods of blues. So as I tuned my guitar to this open D, I thought, oh my god, it's a beatnik tuning. It just sounds so pretty and nice. It's like a nice taco. Got a nice sandwich you can have. Oh, I got a real nice sandwich, mate. Everything's nice around here, food-wise. I don't know if I even like nice tacos. I'm just saying. I've never really considered if I liked a nice sandwich compared to a mean sandwich. If you get heartburn and stuff, things could probably be a mean sandwich. But I tuned it to this tuning and it made me want to just sing the blues. If this ain't the color purple, then I don't know what the blues are. So I got 6 left toes and 1 extended finger. And all is attached to my dumb arm. That's before the would you leave it? Would you? I got 4 right feet and not a single big toe. Let's make didn't stop nothing. He get held up, stopped on door, laid at the door. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It does help us real authentic creators. It's battling the AI thing right now. It's a real crazy world out there. So if you even watch it, even if you're trolling it, hating it, or whatever, if you're watching a real person beat the war with AI, and like and share and subscribe with your content creators that are actually here being miserably not mediocre. I at least write my songs, you know. I don't really have a Figaro type of voice, but I do have a lot of magical qualities in myself. It's like the Holy Spirit infused person right here. A little rough around the edges, but I always say it's because I'm the angel of authenticity, which is at like number 5. You're at the truth, you know. That's where truth gets spoken, and you are what you are, and you're damaged maybe or whatever, but truth is always revealed, and there's a lot of innocence and naivety that's exposed with anybody. This is everybody's journey. We're back to back with evil, though. Evil's looking that way, saying, nah, don't go there. The lights are like, oh, you don't never go down there to get anybody. You know, that's a trick. So, you know, authenticity is back to back with the evil guys. And, like, you could either push against each other or you can, you know, learn to balance. You're back to back with authenticity. You're the person, like, right there when somebody first gets out of hell, literally. So you shouldn't look at your angels that are in truth and authenticity in the real world out there. Your heroes of the real world that are actually dealing with real people and pulling them up out of the muck. It's easy for somebody to look at them and dismiss them and say, "Oh, them, how embarrassing," which is a mistake every time. And God will make sure that there ain't nobody out there that's prettier, cleaner, smarter, or more worthy than anybody else if they're a human being and you're a human being. That's fact. This whole notion that we got to be better, more accelerated, have the newer, faster, like, that's all an illusion that's been created, so we don't value each other. So you go against each other, so it's fun, you know. The whole thing is so it breaks that parent-child, the bond that people have inherently to connect. We need that. You need that. It's important to connect. If we're not connected, we're cut off. And you could do great things cut off, but like, it'll die. It'll be stifled, it'll be switched, changed, diluted. Like, it's about the connection. I don't know. I wish everybody well. It's probably my newly allotted bedtime. Long story. I don't use time, but if I did, I'm going to guess this is my bedtime. Is it 11:30ish? I don't know what time it is at all, actually. I usually can kind of guess, but I don't know. Maybe 10:30? I don't use a clock or the calendar, so I have a very odd schedule, and I tend to go to bed at daylight till about noon. But sometimes when it's a nice day, I'll stay up, you know, and like if you work midnights ever, you know what I mean? Sometimes you bend that envelope, and it's like, by the end of yesterday, I was goofy as hell because I'd been in the woods all day digging in the dirt, and I ended up falling asleep in my tent, and I had a little propane heater, and I had my fire going, but I fell asleep, and I was packing up to go inside, so I wasn't even in my sleeping bag or nothing. I woke up like Frankenstein. It was like, I don't know how many, 500,000 yards. I don't know how far. It's a little trek, though, up the driveway, up through the woods, like up to my house. And then I got to walk up these stairs, you know, because I live upstairs of a motorcycle shop. So I walk way up the stairs. I was like, I feel like I was doing good pacing, but man, the mental preparation it took to be able to do that walk and move when it was that cold. Because I was packing everything in my sleeping bag, last thing I knew. Put my laptop in there, put my drawing stuff in there. And then I fell asleep, messing with my heater. You know, I was like, man, this thing ain't going to ever save me. It's not working right, is what it is. It's the whole thing should glow, and it's like only glowing a little bit. I thought, well, it must be low in propane or something. This is like the 3rd time I messed with it. They had a new thing of propane, you know, so I don't know. You know, that's what it looks like when it's like that. But it was still going when I woke up this morning at 1 inch, you know what I mean? So it was enough to keep me alive at least. So God is good. My heater sucks. God is good. And it wasn't the propane being low, obviously, either. So it might be the next time I go to use it. I don't know. It's probably governing. It's probably like only half busted open because I didn't want to screw it in with Gusto or something. I don't know. Just be careful if you fall asleep. It's nice out right now, but like you fall asleep at nighttime like I did, and you'll be like, argh. I did. I probably looked like Frankenstein waking up from the dead. It's so cold. I've been colder though, It was actually quite warm when I woke up today, but because it was like warm and moist sort of, but it's still the middle of February. But everything's been icy, so it's like you got patches of ice, you got patches of mud. It's all craziness. I should really be unsupervised. I really shouldn't be unsupervised. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know who left me unsupervised, but here I am. I need to go to bed though. I just said goodbye, and here I am playing one. Gotta learn another song on this guitar. Next time I'll have my other guitar up here so I can play more songs. But I'm going to be like a good little girl, like I am, because I am a very good girl for being a rebel without a cause here. The rebel without no devil, the politically incorrect Christian, the angel of authenticity, the guarder of truth, to be real and not supposed. That's the actual definition of authenticity for people that don't know what that means. To not be fake, maybe, but like it's to be real and not supposed. The definition of authenticity is to be based on fact and not fiction. I'm just saying. There's something else too I can't remember right now, and that's my middle finger. I don't want to look like I'm flipping y'all off, so I haven't been awake for very long today either. I think it was like 4:30 when I woke up, but I'm going to carry my ass to bed. It just feels like the right thing to do tonight. It's kind of warm out. I kind of want to go ride my motorcycle, but I think I'll carry my ass to bed instead. I'm a little isolated as a person. I've been trying to break out of my shell more, but I think I've self-isolated. God's isolated me. I think even friends and peers have isolated me. You gotta realize sometimes it's for your own good, even if a lot of people say, no, that's bad, don't let them do it. Like, because it's the opposition. No matter what decision you make, you're going to have an opposition on there trying to make you sway. And that's how you can tell God's people from not God's people, because the people that aren't like tuned in will eventually stray off into the wrong way. And they'll be like so far sideways, it's a whole new thing. So I don't know, like, you got to realize as a human being, we have that balance, that temptation with every decision we make. Every time you don't even think you have a decision to make, you're just walking the path that could be there. And to always, if it makes you feel like you kind of want to like hide it, or like if you got to be like, ooh, and something says like, oh, but you really, anything that's making you sway, it's hard, it's very subtle, and it's very sneaky. It'll start off with the smallest thing in your life, like $1, stealing an extra dollar that's, left anyway. It's not even stealing, like it'll start off something small and it starts breeding in you like that. And you really have to keep a fucking eye on it. It's called temptation, and it's the opposition. Satan means opposition, people. And it's all up here, It's all up here. If you start looking and you look at your opposition, you pick that motherfucker up, dust his boogers and shit, and stink off, and drag him over the finish line with you or just behind you, you're a winner. That's the way I look at it. Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, well, you won, but like, where's the other opponent? Oh, whoa, what is that for team sport or sportsmanship? You're disqualified because of doodah. Hey, we're going to give it to the other person anyway. How do you like us now? They'll just make up their own rules anyway. So you can't lose if you fucking win and you have them dragging just behind you, so they can't say that they lost you. And it makes them look a little better, at least, I guess. But you don't give up your spot. That'd be stupid. You can't put me in a spot or make a narrative for me. I'm recognizable. I'm just saying, you can't really put me in a spot and think you're doing anything with me. If you do, you're under a serious mass delusion. I'm just me, sitting here doing me. Nobody owns me. Nobody has the rights to me. Nobody can make money off of me legally. Nobody can tell me where I come from. Nobody's going to prick my finger, take my swab, do nothing. I don't go to the doctor. I don't use the government's money. And I don't work 9 to 5. How I live is my business. And I don't commit any illegal activity, not even misdemeanors, thank you. Except for I smoke a little reefer in Indiana. But I don't buy it and I don't sell it, and you ain't going to catch me smoking it either, so fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I get with the times, really. I mean, that's the worst I got. Because I'm an angel of authenticity, I feel comfortable on my skin saying that. But, like, the stories that people will make if you just allow them to do it, the things I've done, like, man, I'm like I don't even know. I'm like the Ron Jeremy of fucking chicks if you listen to what everybody else says. And I'm like, I'd blush if you said the wrong words around me, you know? People will make you into superheroes if you let them. To somebody, you'd be a superhero. It's crazy because all it takes is like one or two people that they trust, like saying, oh, yeah, it's like this, you know, because they have a motive. They're never even thinking that there could be a motive and listening to the regurgitated bullshit, the same thing that you fight against, the same thing that you're supposed to be guarding against and deciphering. Count me if I'm wrong, but that's what large private organizations and entities and things like that are supposed to be in charge of, false information and the information, period. I'm just a girl. I don't really know, but I'm just saying it's your responsibility as local enforcement. I believe. I always thought them to cover that false shit, to be able to look at somebody and say bullshit, you know, or at least not repeat that bullshit until you go see something that maybe validates it at least a little bit. Like, yeah, well, I didn't know, but then I walked in, I seen her sucking, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe then that's justified, but like, nobody could actually do that. They're just regurgitating what the last guy said. You won't catch me doing that. Everybody's regurgitating a twisted version of what I say. Maybe they're like, oh, yeah, what she said, but except for reverse it, you know, or some bullshit like that. You want to reverse it? We could reverse it too. You ain't going to want to live on this side, though, I promise you. I go all the way. I'll call a bluff, and that's just how I fight the system. I'll go all the way with it. Like, oh, you want me to be that? They're like, oh, no, but, because they got a whole nother narrative for you that they had worked out. That's why your life feels like a fucking, like you don't have a, you know, it's just like going along about it there. And I'm like, I don't know what all these people are thinking about all these things for, because I just wake up every day and do me. And I don't even know what the fuck's going on, but I know this much. They're delusional. They'd be saying the same thing, you know. That's the whole catch-22. So don't even worry about that, people. God gives us not fear, but love, courage, power, and a sound mind. Power is number one. Power. Everything that they want so much, and it's just a dead giveaway when they attack the mind, because their mind's everything here on theirs. Power, courage, love, and a sound mind. And he promises you peace, and he's already given us the grace of free will. What more in life could you want? Our God and Creator is good. We are a divine, special thing. Every one of us is individual, and every one of us was made individually for a reason. And if you could think of anything that you need more than power, love, courage, a sound mind, peace, and free will, chime in. I'll talk to God about it, because until then, I think we're a perfect thing. The only reason that we don't live in that and have that as a perfect thing is because there's an opposition, Satan, opposition, that wants to challenge it and make it something that it's not. And if he can't, then he wants to destroy it or change it to the point where there's no fractal of the human left. God could save us and make us pure and new again if there's a little piece of us in there, of his original creation. And in this day and age, with as screwed up as everything gets, I think that that's really poignant to remember, because he really channeled that to me hardcore. I was bawling my eyes out with the unconditional love I had. And it was just this, him picking up these little pieces of his humans, you know, like, no, they're not ruined yet. No, he's fine. See, we could tape them together. Yeah, okay, but no, he's fine. And that's what God's doing to everyone. As long as there's a little fractal in us, he can restore you. So do not give up hope. Do not quit. Keep going. Just like a lot of people, like, I like to stay in my comfort zone. But I stepped out of my box for various reasons, for the reason why I did, to learn things that I felt was the opposition. And is the opposition, but know thy enemy, otherwise he will devour you. It is true in many levels. And just because you don't think it's true doesn't mean it's not going to work, or it isn't. That's a lie. There's too many Christians and people out there that want to demonize every solution, and they don't want to teach you anything about your enemy. So it's not like putting bad ideas in your head, but like, just because you don't believe in it doesn't make it not so. I'm proof of that. I didn't know nothing about any of this weird janky shit that's going on the earth now, and like it affected me. The more I knew about it, the more I was able to recognize it, to stop it through prayer and things. It was already kind of being stopped through prayer, but like I was able to recognize that as an evil, and then recognize other people. Then with that became a higher level of discernment. My faith in all things good and not being swayed by things like, oh no, that's a lie. They lied to you. Everything's the opposite, which is true. But like, there are no good and evil things in God's creation. Even though the serpent was here and is in everybody, called temptation, there's beauty in everything. There really is, and it's about balance. You gotta have balance. You can't have too much of one thing; it won't be nothing. Then there's nothing to gauge it. Like, you have to have that balance. But even the darkest of dark isn't evil, and even the lightest of light isn't free from evil. That's not what good and evil is. People put it in that dark and light thing and made it like that because one or two verses in the Bible talking about the children of the darkness and the people that operate in the dark. They were talking about in the shadows and in the secret, not at nighttime. Like, oh, where can I, do all this? And it just gave like a lot of room for evil stuff. But just because it's nighttime doesn't make it evil, and just because it's light doesn't make it good. Like, the dark and light are both murderous, powerful things. You come in the presence of pure darkness and pure void, or you come in the presence of pure light, it'll kill you. The idea of it will wrap around your brain, and like it'll murder you if you had pure versions of both. And like, so it gets diluted along the way for our ability to be able to hold it. And then you've got those certain people that hold a lot. That's what I do. I channel it, and I'm a power station for divine source light. Now the dark guy can't get none of it. And you're getting so much, it's like the peanut factory, and there's peanuts spilling everywhere. And if you're hungry and homeless or something, after hours you can go over there, there's all kinds of peanuts you can gather up outside. It's not that nobody's staking your energy, even if they get caught like that, like, oh, you're the one stealing my peanuts, I didn't know. Like, it's not like that. It's just that there's a leak there, and they can get it. Then it's not anybody out to get you. It's not your own listener, because you're obviously not cycling it to alchemize it, or you're getting too much where you can't quite do it yet, and you're trying to search for new wineskins. It's usually what it is. So like I'm in that process right now where I'm like big and fat white skins now. You know what I mean? I haven't been emptied out again to get new ones again. I don't know. But like I did, I had to shed all my skin. I had to get new wineskins, in order to hold the new wine. Otherwise it'll burst. I've literally had to stick myself in the ground, in a whole hole in the ground, and I felt so much better. I was working on a project. That's why I did it. But like I realized I was alchemizing with my whole body then. And I was grounding with like my whole body at one time, and it took everything away from me. And I was able to leak it into Mother Earth. So I do believe there's people on this earth that are maybe helping to heal the earth. It only takes one. One little bitty girl. Look at the Grinch. The Grinch wasn't even trying to heal. The Grinch, he wasn't even trying to heal. He was trying to be healing. He was just stealing and doing whatever. And all that little girl did was catch him in the act and say, oh, I believe in you. And that fucking fucked that Grinch whole world up. It screwed that whole Grinch's world up when that little girl had faith in him and carried her little butt back to bed. And then he still stole everything, but then he was working on him, like on the inside. I have a disclaimer. I am that person. I don't know. They probably didn't tell you that. They just told you I was awful and stay away from me. But I'm the little girl in the Grinch. I'm going to work on your heart. I'm going to meet me because I'm going to show love. I have no malice. I have no hate. I've been through all them emotions in life, and I know what it feels like to have them, but I'm just telling you right now, get on the path and start healing your body and healing your mind and heart, because it's not that bad to be like that. It doesn't matter how awful you are. If you're a human being, like, God gives us free will because he loves us. Why did God let all this happen? Because he gave us free will. That's why. He chose to limit his power because he loved us so much as a creation. He didn't want to have robots, and he gave us free will. That's a pretty beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing that anybody that's like, sorry, I got little kittens everywhere. Anybody that's like a gung-ho person that's like freedom, or our rights or Vietnam or anything like that should appreciate the fact we are made of intelligent design, and he limits his power to give us free will. That free will, he hopes, because we're inherently good, will keep that goodness in us. Even if you do a whole life of rotten shit, and at the end you're like, you know what, God, I see now. That wasn't worth it. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. And I repent. And they tell the demons, now fuck you. I got a different thing going on. If they do that alone, then God will take you and fix you. and reinvent your soul and your body. You rebirth as a new person. You'll look younger. You'll feel younger. You'll sound younger. You can physically see the changes in people from the Holy Spirit. Now you can physically see the changes in people too when they start the dark doodahs and they start going down that road. You can physically see if you have them on tape. They're recording often. You can see the physical downfall, like they do with the cop mug shots or whatever of a person on. They got arrested when they were 20. Their first meth chart, alcohol or whatever, and then they they go on down the line to what their last mugshot looked like and how bad it's wrecked their life. Spirituality will wreck your life and wreck your body or make your body quicker than all that stuff, than riches or a job. And it's very true. That's why all them rich people start looking so young and everything, because they're doing that Bane magic, blood magic, and all that crazy shit. Sure, it'll make you look young or youthful for a while, but it's all an illusion for them too, because they're selling this. They're yeah. No good. No good. It's all an illusion, people. I have the ability, I just see people for something different. When I look at a person, I'm not able to see their status or what they have, who they are. I'm not one of the people to get starstruck whatsoever. I could be talking to the biggest star, Donald Trump or something himself in front of me, and I won't at that moment be able to see that that's who I'm talking about. I can see right through you and your soul. And, so a lot of people that are rich and famous kind of find me refreshing to talk to, because I won't know I'm talking to a rich and famous person. And they find that refreshing a lot of times. So it's kind of a neat thing. It's a neat thing. I don't watch the media at all. So you could show me some of the biggest figures on TV. And I don't know, because I haven't watched the media since I was a little kid. And now I know shit about like Reaganomics and like a Desert Storm and like noise pollution, or, you know what I mean? As the federal government started like getting their thing, because that was what's in the news when I was a little kid. And that would play a little bit. But we only had so many channels when I was a kid. Yeah. Yep. I'm just saying. Charles Ingalls. That's what a man is like. You want to be a man in my life? You go study everything Charles Ingalls did on the Little House on the Prairie. Now that's a man. I can't even think of another one that's comparable. I don't think I've ever seen him be out of context. He always had the right answer, and he always acted like a real man should. A good man, That's what I strive. That's what I'm trying to do that in. Yeah, I don't know. People are like, oh man, I'm like, why? You'd hate that. They'd make terrible husbands. They're on the road like a million a day out of the year. Like, I don't know. Charles Ingalls. Go look him up. Yeah, anyway, what's up? Gotta do. I don't know. I've been kind of solo for a while. We got a thing going on. I don't know what you're saying. I ain't got my glasses on. I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to carry my little bad ass to bed and put on my holy righteous robes and go to sleep. Till next time, the Angel of Authenticity reminding you, get real and stay that way.